Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving into a topic that so many of you have asked about: how to keep a girl totally captivated by your conversation, without ever coming across as pushy, needy, or just plain overbearing. It's a delicate balance, right? You want to show you're interested, but you don't want to scare her away. Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit of strategies to become a conversationalist she genuinely looks forward to talking to. Let's start with the foundation of any great conversation: listening. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but hear me out. Most people don't truly listen, they just wait for their turn to talk. The secret to making someone feel hooked on a conversation is to make them feel heard and understood. This is called active listening. It's not just about being silent while she talks, it's about nodding, giving small verbal cues like hung, right, or I see, and most importantly, asking follow-up questions that show you were paying attention. For example, if she says, "I had a really busy day at work," don't just reply with, "Oh, that sucks." Instead, try something like, "Oh, really? What made it so hectic?" This simple switch shows that you're not just acknowledging her words, you're genuinely curious about her experience. You're inviting her to share more, which makes her feel valued. This is the absolute cornerstone of making someone want to keep talking to you. Next up, let's talk about the art of asking the right kind of questions. You want to avoid turning the conversation into an interview. Rapid-fire questions like, "Where are you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies?" can feel like an interrogation. The key is to ask open-ended questions. These are questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They require a more thoughtful response and give her space to express herself. Instead of, "Did you have a good weekend?" try, "What was the most interesting part of your weekend?" Instead of, "Do you like movies?" ask, "If you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?" See the difference? These types of questions open up entirely new avenues for conversation and allow you to discover her personality, her passions, and her sense of humor. They make the conversation an exploration, not a checklist. Now, here's a powerful technique. Share, then ask. A great conversation is a two-way street, not a one-way monologue or interview. If you only ask questions, it can feel unbalanced. But if you only talk about yourself, you'll seem self-absorbed. The perfect balance is to share a small, relevant story or opinion of your own, and then turn the focus back to her with a question. For instance, if you're talking about travel, you could say, "I went backpacking through Southeast Asia a few years ago, and the food in Vietnam was absolutely mind-blowing. It completely changed my perspective on what I thought I liked. Have you ever had a travel experience that totally surprised you?" This does two things. It gives her a little window into who you are, making you more relatable, and it invites her to share a similar, meaningful experience of her own. It creates a comfortable rhythm of give and take. Let's address the overbearing part directly. This often comes down to pacing and pressure. You have to learn to read the room, or in this case, the conversation. If her replies are getting shorter, if she's taking longer to respond, or if she seems distracted, it might be time to pull back. This is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of social intelligence. The mistake many guys make is to double down when they sense disinterest. They'll send more texts, ask more questions, or try to force a joke to get the energy back up. This is the definition of being overbearing. The confident, attractive approach is to give her space. Sometimes the best move is to be the one to end the conversation. A simple, "Hey, it's been great chatting, but I've got to run. Let's talk again soon," is incredibly effective. It shows that you have your own life. You're not dependent on her for validation, and it leaves her wanting more. It puts you in control of the dynamic in a non-controlling way. Humor is your superpower, but it needs to be used wisely. Making a girl laugh is one of the fastest ways to build a connection. It releases endorphins and creates a shared positive experience. However, avoid trying too hard to be a comedian. Forced jokes or constant teasing can be draining. The best kind of humor is situational and lighthearted. Playful banter is fantastic, but you need to make sure she's playing along. A good rule of thumb is to gently tease about something non-personal, like her controversial opinion that pineapple belongs on pizza. If she laughs and teases you back, great, you've initiated a fun dynamic. If she gets defensive or quiet, you've crossed a line, and you should immediately back off and steer the conversation to a more comfortable topic. Good humor is about being fun, not about making someone the butt of a joke. It's about creating an us-against-the-world feeling, even if it's just about pizza toppings. Another key to avoiding that overbearing vibe is to be genuinely passionate about something. Anything. When you talk about something you love, whether it's building model ships, hiking, coding, or volunteering at an animal shelter, your eyes light up, your voice changes. You become animated and engaging. This is incredibly attractive. It shows you have a rich inner world, and not just looking for someone to fill a void in your life. Don't be afraid to share your hobbies and interests. The goal isn't for her to love the exact same things you do. The goal is for her to see your passion and get a glimpse of what makes you tick. Of course, remember our share, then ask rule. After talking about your latest hiking trip, ask her, what's something you do that makes you lose track of time? This connects your passion to a universal feeling and invites her to share a part of herself too. Let's talk about vulnerability. This doesn't mean trauma dumping on the first date. Not at all. It means being willing to be imperfectly human. It's about being okay with admitting you were nervous, or sharing a slightly embarrassing but funny story from your past. It's about dropping the Mr. Perfect facade. When you show a little vulnerability, you give her permission to do the same. It creates a space of trust and authenticity. Nobody can connect with a perfect, polished statue. We connect with real people who have flaws, quirks, and relatable stories. Showing that you don't take yourself too seriously and are comfortable in your own skin is a massive green flag. It's the opposite of the insecure, overbearing guy who needs to constantly project an image of strength and success. True confidence is being okay with not being perfect. Finally, remember the power of compliments. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Generic compliments like "you're so beautiful" can be nice, but they're also what she hears from everyone. They don't land with much impact. High-value compliments are specific and focus on something other than just her looks. Compliment her mind, her sense of humor, her kindness, or a specific skill she has. For example, "I was really impressed with how you handled that situation. You have a really smart way of looking at things." Or, "You have the most contagious laugh. It totally brightened my day." These compliments show that you are paying attention to who she is as a person, not just what she looks like. It shows you value her substance, and that is a surefire way to make her feel seen, appreciated, and absolutely hooked on your every word. So, to recap, be an active listener. Ask open-ended questions. Use the share, then ask method. Know when to give space. Use humor playfully. Share your passions. Show a little vulnerability, and give specific, meaningful compliments. It might sound like a lot, but these all flow from one core idea. Be genuinely curious, be respectful, and be your authentic self. The goal isn't to trick someone into liking you. It's to create a space where a real connection can naturally blossom. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope these tips help you build more meaningful and exciting conversations. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And do forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our future videos. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these tips you're going to try first. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time, take care and happy chatting.